we are requiring our kids in our public schools to learn Islamic prayers and what would be the equivalent of the Jewish and the Christian Ten Commandments, something called the 5 Pillars of Islam.
Okay, so parents of students at a Florida high school outraged after some of their kids were being forced, as you heard there, to recite the Quran. The school's history textbook dedicating an entire chapter to the rise of Islam, but missing from the pages Christianity and Judaism. Should this be allowed? Here to debate it, Fox News contributor Tammy Bruce and vice president of Ahmadiyya, a Muslim community in USA, and author of Demystifying Islam, Harris Zafar. Thank you both for being here.
It's my pleasure.
Hot debate right now. Some parents are outraged that this is even taking place. Is this merely an exploration of religion?
Well, because investing in our education is one of the greatest demonstrations of our commitment to the future, we actually applaud and appreciate any teachers that provide a well-rounded education to our children. And that means not just learning about one thing, but a comprehensive knowledge on a subject matter, which is why within the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, we're led by the Khalifa of Islam, who's the most significant Muslim leader in the world. And he doesn't call for indoctrination of our children or forcing our religion on others, but he does call for separation of religion and state, a church and state, and also for advocating for the pursuit of knowledge, comprehensive secular knowledge. And I think that's what's really going on here. It's not a matter of choosing one religion over the other. The spokesperson already said they learned about Judaism and Christianity in previous years. This is the first time in 10th grade they're finally being introduced to Islam, and that's what that's all about.
So the concern was that the first 100 pages discussing Judaism and Christianity were missing from this actual textbook. Is that the problem that you have with this, or is it in the fact that they're talking about this in a public school? Tammy, you say?
Yeah, there's a big difference between teaching about religion and teaching religion. And I think this is what the parents' problem was, is that you can learn about the history, great history of all the religions, of course, and then there is a difference when it comes to prayers. I would think that Muslims would also have an issue if in a madrasa you were needing to recite Jewish prayers. I think that that would be resisted. So when you're looking at a secular dynamic...
Harris?
No, actually no, because we actually read from the Elder Testament and the New Testament as part of our faith.
But see, that's the difference, is that reading from a book or looking at some dynamics within a book of a holy book for a religion is one thing. These kids had a prayer on a blackboard, were having to repeat it. One of the take-home projects was to make a prayer rug. And yet there is a remarkable history when you're going to teach history. And in this textbook, and it's not just this one school and one parent, many districts are saying, yes, we've got to have this book rewritten because it does move into an experience of engaging in the religion and teaching the religion versus teaching about it. And of course, when you've got 100 pages missing from the textbook, it also sends a message that maybe there is a different agenda at work here. But what it also tells you is the importance of the parents being involved in their children's education, because you don't know what's going to really be happening in a curriculum.
Harris, do you draw that line there to differentiate the teaching and the teaching about here? Because if it's done incorrectly, then it actually takes away the opportunity for kids to learn properly about religion. Would you say, in fairness, that's what's happening here?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That if any subject, it's really a matter of how the teacher teaches it. And we only really have this one story coming out of Florida, so we don't know exactly everything that happened. But I mean, we have to talk about what are we really talking about here. Are we saying that we should ban all religion from being mentioned in school? So should we not talk about Jesus or the Ten Commandments?
Well, that's not the issue here. And again, there's the history of a religion, and then there is teaching the practice of that religion. And I think that's what the parent had a problem with. And again, other districts are having a problem with it.
Unfortunately, no one was asked to actually bow down and do the prayer. It's reading from our scriptures like you read from the Ten Commandments. And we're just asking people to be 21st century citizens, and that's what we're helping our children to become.
We thank you both for being here. It's a hot debate happening right now. We want you to continue it by letting us know what you think about it. Harris and Tammy, thank you.